Hey mamas, welcome to today's workout. We're doing day 10 of our 21-day ab challenge. We're pretty much halfway there. Let's just call it halfway. So today we're working glutes. We've integrated some glute movements throughout these exercises so far, but today's focus is primarily glutes. So let's come on to our backs, no equipment needed as per usual. We're gonna start with a nice glute bridge with an abduction. So we're gonna take the heels, dig them into the ground, deep core, pelvic floor, engage, and then as you lift, take the knees out and in, and then lightly tap the hips down. Out, in, and down. Exhale on the lift. Heels stay down the whole time. Toes may lift as you abduct, but heels stay down, hips stay high as you take the knees out and in. You want to advance this move, add a resistance band. A great one to do with a band, all of these today. Hips high, but not too high. We want to keep that pressure in the glutes and hamstrings. So if you notice you're here and you're really arching that back, drop it down a couple inches to get that sensation more into the glutes and hamstrings. We're going to keep building on this movement. Next, we're going to take it to a single leg bridge. Knee is going to stack over the hip, and I'll show you a way to advance it. So let's take that front knee 90 degrees up, back heel on the ground, lift, exhale, lower down. First thing you can do to make it a little harder, keep your hips about an inch off the floor. Second thing you can do is take the leg out or up, a little bit of a longer lever, more tension for the core, for the glutes. And you can really feel it in those glutes and quads here. So if you're doing legs today, extend that leg out right here and you will feel all those muscles in the legs. Just a couple more here on this side. Really working on that muscle symmetry here with the single leg work. Unilateral training is so good for the core because one side usually is stronger than the other in every muscle, and that includes the core. So we really want to focus on isolating each side here. So let's switch. Starting with the bent leg, again, that's level 1. Level 2 would be just leaving the hips slightly above the ground. I mean, it doesn't have to be much, but by not touching to the ground, you're keeping that pressure on and you're not giving a rest. That being said, take rests when you need them. You don't have to do the full interval every exercise. You want to, you could take it up here. But if you want more legs, more quads, take it here. Yeah, one side might feel good, more strong than the other, more just flexible. For me, this side is a little bit harder. A lot of it has to do with my knee injury in this leg from years ago, but I do what I can, you know? You gotta be patient with your body and respect where you're at. Every exercise is gonna feel a little different. All right, let's line up for clams. So hip and elbow in line, bottom leg bent, top leg bent, heels stacked. We're gonna lift, open, close, and then drop the hip just slightly down. Exhale as you lift and open. Drop the hip slightly down, pushing out of that forearm, lifting through the underside of that waist so you're really strong here. You're not collapsing into that shoulder, you're lifted. Knees open and close. It doesn't matter how wide you go with the open and close, but you do want to keep the heels together here. Another great one to add a band to if you're like, this feels super easy. Add a band, it will not feel easy in the slightest. Or you can also stay up, open and close right here. The whole time, just stay up. And that's gonna keep that tension on that underside of the waist. Make it a little more challenging for you. All right, last one, same thing, other side. So it's really important to keep the elbow, hip, and heels in a line here. That's gonna keep everything working, firing properly together. Another way to make it harder, as I've mentioned throughout this one, is not tapping the hip all the way down. But even if you are touching the ground, it should be a very light tap. You're still keeping that tension on. You're not resting at the bottom, unless, of course, you need the rest. But all these moves are glute focused, and glutes are the biggest muscle in your core, if you didn't know. So people always ask what they can do to get either stronger glutes or a stronger core, and you have to do both. You have to do deep core pelvic floor ab exercises, but you also have to do glute exercises and vice versa. If you want one thing strong and looking good, the other one has to work with it. All right, and that's it for glutes. We'll do some more glutes coming up in the program. Hope you guys enjoyed today, and we'll be back here together for day 11 next time.